Hey guys, how are you? Andy Sukhu, founder and CEO of Y2K Credit Solutions. So I'm always getting asked this questions. I want a trade line. I want to buy a trade line. How does trade line work? What does it do? So today I'm here to break it down, how exactly trade lines work, what they do, what you should know about them when you're purchasing them, and how to use them to get the best out of what you're paying for, the best out of the product, right? So trade lines. So trade lines are history that you're buying. You're buying time. You're buying build time, build history to enhance your credit. Trade line is not a dependency. It is not a dependency. It's an enhancement. Sorry if you messed my word. It's enhancement, and let me explain to what this means. It's not a dependency because you cannot depend on it every month to keep your score going up. It's just an enhancement to get you over to the bump so you can go into a prime credit status instead of a subprime. So here's what they do. I'm going to break down the trade lines that Y2K offers. So let's say you just finished fixing your credit and you're leaving our office one of two ways, and this is a guarantee. And when you come to Y2K, we fix your credit, we restore all your issues, resolve your judgments, your liens, whatever issues you have, we fixed it for you, right? Now, you're either leaving our office with a 0 and an A, and that all depends on how you came in, or you're leaving with a 700 plus credit score, right? So, if you come here, if you're leaving here, because the reason you will be leaving here, a client leaves this way, is because they have no previous credit, no positive history. So there's no data to rebuild it, to rebuild a score. So let's say you were at a 0 NA, right? And you want to apply for your first credit card. Remember I say this, and I say this all the time. Bank only gives you what they see other banks are giving you, all right? So if you want to, let's say, prime credit card requires 720 credit score and 2 years of history. Subprime will give you a credit card with no credit. However, the interest rate is 22.9 to 29.9 interest, and the limit is $500. Now, normal consumer, if you make a charge for $450, you're close to the credit limit, so your DTI gets affected. And normal consumers are paying minimum, so they're paying the minimum payments on these cards, $25. 90% of that is going to interest, right? Because it's such a high interest rate credit card, right? So now, trade lines do two things in our office. It does history or limits. Depends on what you need it for. So let's say you want to get to the 720 credit score, right? Or you want to get to the prime credit, I should say. You have no credit history. You would buy a trade line you would purchase a trade line that gives you a 750 score and a limit of 15 to 20K. Now remember I said banks only give you what they see other banks are giving you, right? So by you purchasing a trade line with 750 score and a 15 to 20K limit, when this reports on your credit in 30 days, you have a score of 750 and you have a limit reporting. Now you can go apply for a prime credit card, whether it be Chase, Discover, Barclay, Amex, Citi, anything in these lines, right? They all have their own, like Chase has Chase Preferred, Chase Sapphire, so forth. Now, let's see, once you have this data reporting to your credit report in 30 days, you can apply for one of these cards. Now, these banks will turn around because you have a prime account reporting. These banks will turn around and give you a credit card starting with like a 10,000K limit because they already see this is on your report already, and it's clean history. It's not a maxed out credit card. There is no derogatory. There's no late payments. Nothing. It's clean history. So those clean history gets you here. Now, this trade line is going to fall off that you purchased. Trade lines never stay forever, okay? So if anyone is telling you that, they're blowing smoke up your rear end, whatever. This trade line will fall off in 4 months automatically, 4 to 6 months. Now, once this falls off, once the trade line falls off, your card that you applied for replaces it. So now you keep your score 750 and you keep building your credit up. Now, to build credit and get stronger credit, you have to use this card that you got here for 6 months. Here at Y2K Credit Solution, we'll teach you how to manage the card, how to use it, how to pay it, when to apply for your next card. We'll teach you all that. We coach you on that. Once you have 6 months of usage, we're going to get a credit line increase on this card. So now this credit line increase goes up to 15K. Well, this goes up to 15K opposed to 10K, right? So now when you apply for your next card, they'll start you off with a 12K limit. And that's done in 6 months increments. When you're building credit and you're starting from here, you're only allowed to apply for 2 credit cards in a 12-month period, one every 6 months. It takes 6 months to build a solid credit history. I've tested it. Numerous times I've tested it. This is how it works, okay? So that's what a trade line does. And that's how it enhances the credit. The second thing our trade line do is it do both history and limit. So for example, let's say you're purchasing a home. Your credit's clean. Your score is only 680 because it reflects the amount of credit you have. But if you get to the 720 score, you're going to get a half a point off your credit. Now listen, I'm a numbers guy. So if you calculate half a point times 30 years, that's a lot of savings. So it's worth it for me to get the trade line and do a savings now than in the long term, right? You do a trade line that has history, let's say 12 to 15 years of history. Once it reports, your score hits that and some. Now you got your lower rate. Let's say the second thing our trade line do is limits. Again, let's say you have a credit card and the limit's only 5K and you cannot pass that, which a lot of clients cannot get past that because of the way they're using the card. You can do a trade line of a higher limit, and then you can apply for your own card. And then you move on with the new credit limit because the bank's going to extend that to you. So these are the two things trade lines do. You cannot, and I'll say this again, you cannot add positive on top of negative. What that means, if you have bad credit, 550, charge off, collections. If you have all that, you're wasting your money buying a trade line. You cannot add positive on top of negative because every 30 days, the credit bureau reports and your creditor reports, and your charge off negative is still going to report. Your score is going to drop. So you cannot add a positive on top of a negative. So just know that. That's for your record. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. If you don't believe me, you can test all of this. This is all, verifiable data. We have tons of trade lines that we sell, but we will not sell it to you unless you have clean credit because then you're not going to see an increase in your score. Last thing I want to tell you guys is that with our trade lines, they'll report in 30 days. If you have any questions about trade lines, if this video is helpful to answer some of your questions, and you want to purchase a trade line, you want to get your credit fixed, and then get your score up to these scores, and get into this level of finance, give us a call, click the link below, and schedule a consultation. And that's it. Talk to you guys soon.